Hey everybody, I'm here for your weekly video update for January 30th, 2023. It's been a pretty interesting week. Just gonna talk about the tournaments on the weekend and maybe a couple of other items. How's everybody doing tonight? Okay, so Alex is not here. She is away at a friend's house, and we're doing a little apart time on purpose. I get the whole house to myself for like 2, 3 days, me and the pets, and I can practice my bass as loud as I want, and I am loving it. I do miss Alex when she's not here, but I'm okay playing bass and as loud as I want too. So, just to get started, I'm just going to verify. There's my mouse. I lost my mouse. See if I see the regular comments. I guess not. Oh, I guess if I click on the chat button, I can see them. Hi, Todd. Hi, Sherry. How are you? Okay, so the joke of the week. Help me out here. Where does a waitress with one leg work? Somebody answer that. Where does a waitress with one leg work? In the meanwhile, our shout outs to our doubles national qualifier winners. They were Ben Gallagher and Victoria Spittler on Saturday in an epic match. I don't know if anybody saw that. It was crazy. We had like a boatload of viewers. It was like watching the Cincinnati football game yesterday, except it didn't end on a play by a player that was a foul. But yeah, it was great, and they played Dan Millistock and Randy Ruiz, and it did come down to the last ball. And then yesterday we had Sean Kreiser and Esteban Ortiz. They won. They pretty much went through the field pretty handily. So that is the end of our fall tournaments, and we will be moving on to the spring tournaments. Actually, yesterday was the qualifier for the spring the spring pool player championship, which we're going to be sending a bunch of single players to. So that's the end of that, and then soon the big dogs will be opening, and I don't remember if I had set for 2 weeks before or a month. I tried it out for just 2 weeks before, and we still had the same amount of no-shows, so I think I put it back to a month. Also, the Jack and Jill, I realized, was on Easter, so that got moved now to the first weekend in June. If you don't mind looking at that. That one will open a month before its date, and that one fills up super fast. There's not that much room for teams in Vegas, so they don't give out that many slots, and unfortunately we only get one slot for each. So Sue is saying, can I talk with you about singles qualifier boards? Absolutely. You could text me your number, or I could look it up. I'll call you after the meeting. And then Ron, I'll call you after the meeting also. So to this, the general news that we have. By the way, this is our first attempt at a newsletter, and somebody pointed out that I spelled the word poll P-O-L-E when it's actually P-O-L-L. That's funny. That sounds like something I would do. We'll get to the poll in a little bit. So, our fall 22 qualifier tournaments will be behind us. I already said all this. Thanks to Melissa Faribaugh, we are starting to use Google Docs. She just reminded me that it could be done. I finally got off my butt and I do it. So if you want to play for the I Beat the League Operator patch, or if you have a new team, all you do is go into the app, click on the APA, go to the news section, and then click on whatever tab you want on the bottom. Like, for example, if you want to see your pictures, they're in there too. Click on the pictures and then click on the link. But for the documents, just click on the tab, and then you can fill it right out, and it comes to us as an email. Kayla says I also put March birthdays instead of February. That is so true. Everybody was like, hey, I'm born a month early. Can you tell I hated English in school? Probably not. So at any rate, so we're trying the new forms out. If anybody else has any suggestions, we'd be more than happy to listen. And we're really glad that Melissa pointed that out. And we're going to go on to our rule reminder. Almost everybody got it right this week on Facebook in the POLE poll. As compared to last week, where it was miserably wrong. More than 2/3 of the league got the question wrong. But we get this periodically at tournaments, where somebody will go to break, they will whack at the ball and they will miscue severely, and then the cue ball will be going down the table and they block it with their stick. That is not a foul. It's a common misconception that it's a foul, but it is not. Because under breaking, number 3 in the team manual, the rack must be struck before foul can occur. A player must break from behind the head string for the break to be considered legal. In addition, at least 4 balls must be driven to rails or a ball must be pocketed. The cue ball may not be shot into a rail before hitting the rack. Remember, a 9 ball you have to hit the 1 ball first, and an 8 ball you have to hit the first or the second ball. If a player is physically unable to break, and we get asked this question quite often, then they can defer the break. A player who is physically unable to break due to a medical condition may pass break onto an opponent only with prior approval from the league management. Such occurrences should be marked as a defensive shot in the inning where appropriate. Players are not allowed to have teammates break for them. We used to have that in our rulebook, but we had to take that out, or in our bylaws. But the APA cracked down on it. We had to take it out. The ball's point of contact with the table to determine if it is behind the head string, and this is also for object balls. If the bottom of the ball is touching the table on the outside of this head string, it is not good for breaking. Just like if you're on a scratch and you have to go behind the line, the ball has to be on the outside of the head string, and that goes by the bottom of the ball. So that's our rule reminder for the week. No one answered my joke yet. I'll reiterate it. I use big words for someone terrible at English. Where does a waitress with one leg work? Someone tell me. Now I changed this. I don't know why this didn't get up. So also, hey, there we go. IHOP. That's right. So Kelly Yakeley, I'll post it on Facebook, passed away. I don't know if many people knew Kelly Yakeley. He was pretty much a staple up in the northern Berks area, and he was always at the riverboat, and he was having health issues lately, and unfortunately he passed away the other day. So if you knew Kelly, please send his family prayers and condolences. He was a good dude. He always was happy. He always tried to make everyone happy, and I don't know what to say. It's always a shame when we lose somebody in the league. So I think I've covered everything in about 10 minutes. No one's got any comments. No one's got any questions. Nothing. Anybody have any questions before I sign off? Did anybody watch the match on Saturday night? It was pretty crazy. The Ben and Victoria went up 2-0, and then Randy and Daniel scratched their way back until it wound up hill, and then Daniel had a shot on the final winning 8 ball, and he just barely missed it, and that was the end of the match. But all right, that's all I got. Nice short meeting today. No wife here to fight with. I know you guys tune in for that, and I don't blame you. But have a great day, and we'll see you next week, and hopefully I'll see you out at a match. Or if you want to play for the League Operator, remember to fill out the form and send it in. Ciao, everyone.